Sorry. Okay. Okay, she was brave in the middle of the story when the Nazis invaded the Johanssons' home looking for the Rosens. I can't tell that's the period. Anne-Marie snatched the Star of David necklace off of Ellen's neck. She could have gotten into a ton of blank, but she still displayed blank. So she still displayed what?
Bravery.
Okay, now what should our blank before that be? She could have gotten into a lot of what?
Trouble.
Okay.
Will consequences be one?
Yes. Then we have a new sentence, or a new paragraph, and it says, in the end of the story, Anne-Marie was blank because she went through the blank to take Uncle Blank the packet that he dropped. So, who would like to raise their hand and tell me what should go in this blank? How about Blaze? What should go in my first one? Yes. Now, we wouldn't say bravery because somebody can't be bravery. They would be what? Brave. In the end of the story, Anne-Marie was brave because she went through the blank what? Where did she have to go through? Yes. So, through the dark woods to take Uncle Blank. Now, who was her uncle? Yes. So, make sure we capitalize the H. The packet that he dropped, period.
I never got to spell Uncle Henrik's name right. It was always confusing how to spell it.
When I first read this story, I always wanted to put a C.
Yeah, me too.
Right here. She was afraid she would run into the blank, and when she did, they blank. So they did what? So what did the Nazis do with her basket? Did they let her go?
They ruined Uncle Henrik's lunch, and they gave it to the dogs.
Okay.
And just kind of looked around what she was having.
Yes. So she was afraid she would run into the soldiers. And when she did, they searched through the basket. And then I'm going to put comma and gave some of the dogs the meat. I meant, what did they? The bread, sorry. Thank you. And gave their dogs some of the bread, period. So for this next one, before we start writing it, I want you to brainstorm and think about what are 3 things that we could have learned from Anne-Marie about her bravery. And not just Anne-Marie, it could be Ellen as well. Definitely Ellen, because she showed a lot of bravery as well. Because it says, in the story blank, I learned 3 things about blank. The 3 lessons I learned about bravery from Anne-Marie and Ellen were blank, blank, and blank. So I'm going to start by writing my title. I learned 3 things about bravery, period. So what are 3 things that we learned, or that you learned about bravery from one of these 2 girls?
have to stick up for each other.
I don't think y'all would like to share over there, so why don't we pay attention? And somebody else tell me a second reason. Okay, think about what Emery did for her family and for her friends. What could you learn from that? Or what did you take away from it?
She sacrificed her life.
Okay, so that putting yourself before others, putting others before yourself is the right thing to do. So the first one that you said was what again? And I'll write that.
Sticking up for each other.
Were, so the 3 lessons I learned about bravery from Emery and can somebody get my door, please?
Not letting each other down.
Yes. So we said that one thing that we learned was true friendship means looking out for one another. And think about what Uncle Henrik said about being brave that we could put for our second reason.
I put that as my pizza frosting.
Sorry, I had to go check. So, what did Uncle Henrik say about being brave?
It's better.
What do you want to check them again?
That's not them.
It's better not to know. Wait, I wrote it in my thing.
Okay, somebody might want to grab a book or your notes. And then be thinking about what our third thing that we learned about bravery from Emery and Ellen.
Wait, it's on the top of my pizza box. It's the very top one.
And it probably is right there beside y'all as well on the wall. No, like the posters. Look on the other side of it. There's 3 with some quotes on it. Kind of more directly in front of Esteban. Yes. They were good. Say it. Loud and proud.
The dream for you all, young and old, must be the day and idle human
Decency.
and not a narrow-minded and
Prejudice. That's a big word. Oh, okay. That one is a little bit different, but I do want to include that because it talks about being a decent person. Being a decent human being is something that you should all strive to be. It means somebody that's not just going to be basically a turd of society, which we can think of quite a few of those, or I know that I can. So just being a decent human being, being kind, and treating people how you would want to be treated, respecting one another. So the second one I'm going to add is, remember Uncle Henrik said something about it's better to be brave if you don't know everything, right, Trisha? Okay. So, not knowing everything about the truth can protect you from fear of the unknown, comma, and then we had that word and. I'm going to go ahead and write it down here again too because I ran out of room. And then lastly would be our third and final thing that we learned about bravery. And I'm going to go with what Valentine read from that quote about being a decent human being. and that we should strive to be decent human beings. All strive to be a decent human being, period. And then we have our concluding paragraph, so they've indented. And it says, in conclusion, comma, the theme of this story is blank. I know this because blank. So you are going to complete that last part on your own. So you know what the theme is, and how do you know this? So I know this because you're going to tell me why you know that that is the theme. The period's already there. Your name was already on the front, so you don't have to write it again right here where it says bye. When you finish this, I would like for you to quietly go turn this into the tray and then come back to your seat and get out your dodecahedrons, and we're going to begin working on those. And whoever is back there first to turn that in, if you will get the light for me, please. So you are completing this portion on your own. Yeah, one moment.